Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Today, again, we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. And today, we are going to discuss chapter 42 of the Sunder Kanda. It's called Vanaras Rejoice, All Are Thrilled with the Hanuman's Success. So, let's begin. How does this chapter begin and what is its emotional significance in the Ramayana? Yes, Jai Gurudev, this chapter begins as Hanuman lands back on the shore after setting Lanka ablaze and securing Sita Mata's message. The Vanaras, anxiously waiting, are overwhelmed with joy. Their celebration mirrors the inner upliftment we feel after deep sadhana. When a seeker finishes a powerful kriya like Sudarshan Kriya, there is an internal rejoicing. It's symbolic of returning from inner battles. The emotional upliftment in the Vanaras is what participants feel after an art of living silence retreat, light, victorious, and full of gratitude. Now, please explain the key verses and the deeper Vedic symbolism in this rejoicing. Yes, the verse describe Vanaras leaping, shouting, and embracing Hanuman. This is not mere noise, it's a Vedic Ananda expressing itself through the body. It mirrors the Nadanta of Rigveda bliss that reverberates. The Vanaras are Sakshat Sevaks of Dharma. Their celebration is a yagya of bhava in Vedic rituals. When a Purohit successfully completes a Homa, the devotees express the same joy participating in Anjaneya Homam, particularly after Sankalpa evokes this same rasa fulfillment through Dharma. The joy of collective Dharma achievement is deeply purifying. Art of living tools amplify the spirit of victory and share joy among spiritual seekers today. Through satsang, seva, and sadhana, the collective consciousness rises. The Vanarasa celebration is like a Mahasatsang after victory over inner negativity. When Hanuman triumphs, it reminds us of overcoming ego and doubt. Through Guru's grace, Hanuman Chalisa, especially when chanted in group rhythm, aligns heart. Sudarshan Kriya cleanses emotional residue, allowing bliss to overflow. The Vanaras didn't need reason to rejoice, neither do we after a deep art of living part 2 course. Hanuman's success becomes our inner celebration. So, how does Anjaneya Homam reflect this victory energy of Hanuman that the Vanaras celebrated? Anjaneya Homam invokes Hanuman's victorious energy over obstacles or Vigna. The Vanaras celebrated his return as symbolic of Dharma's triumph. The Homam mimics this. Agni becomes Hanuman carrying our intentions to the divine. Just as Hanuman brought back Sita's message, the Homa fire brings divine blessings back to us. The offerings or ahutis in the fire are symbolic of letting go of our fears and doubts, just as Hanuman let go of any personal ego. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa 108 times post Homam seals this victory. Is there a psychological connection between the Vanarasa celebration and mental health outcomes from art of living techniques? Oh, absolutely. Joy is an outcome of clarity and connection. Hanuman's successful return gave the Vanaras certainty, purpose, and proof of divine alignment. Similarly, art of living techniques like pranayama, meditation, and kriya give modern minds clarity and direction. After overcoming mental restlessness, we naturally feel the same collective joy. This is why, in retreats or seva projects, a sense of shared upliftment emerges. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji often says, true celebration is the nature of our spirit. That's what the Vanaras felt. So, how do traditional Vedic practices support this rejoicing spirit sustainably in life? In the Vedic traditions, Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri Japa, Agni Karyam, and Upanayana act like spiritual anchors. The Vanaras's joy didn't come from temporary pleasures but a victory aligned with Dharma. Our rituals, when practiced daily, maintain that inner glow. The Trikal Sandhya brings perspective. The Gayatri reveals inner truth. Hanuman's return is symbolic of a pratyaksha or direct perception of that truth. Our daily Vedic routines make us respectables of this divine celebration, turning every act of duty into bliss. How can seekers replicate this Vanara like rejoicing through modern practices? Celebrate others' victories, engage in selfless seva, and immerse in wisdom. The Vanaras weren't jealous, they rejoiced in Hanuman's greatness. Gurudev teaches us to find fulfillment in others' success. When we live this, the mind expands and ego drops in art of living happiness programs. We practice letting go of judgments. This invites Vanara Bhava, innocent collective joy. Just like Hanuman returned with Sita's hope, every seeker can return from a tough time carrying blessings if they stay in knowledge and practice regularly. Now, for what final message does this chapter offer? when seen through the combined lens of art of living and Vedic wisdom. This chapter is a celebration of seva, success, and surrender. It teaches us that no act of faith goes unnoticed. When we operate in dharma with clarity, the universe rejoices with us. Anjaneya Homam, Hanuman Chalisa, and art of living kriyas and daily rituals are tools to experience this joy again and again. As Gurudev says, the divine celebrates your presence. Are you willing to celebrate it with the same faith? Just as the Vanaras dance, let us dance in truth, service, and devotion. Now, what is the essence of the chapter? Journey back to Kishkinda, monkeys head back with joy. This chapter marks the victorious return of Hanuman and the Vanaras after discovering Sita. Their joy reflects fulfillment of purpose and divine service. It symbolizes how seva or selfless service, when done with surrender, brings bliss. This mirrors what we experience in art of living when we live with purpose, seva, and meditation. Joy is spontaneous. Hanuman exemplifies one pointed devotion and a fearless execution. Just like a true yogi aligned with dharma and not ego, his journey shows us the joy that dawns when action is rooted in higher purpose. How do the Vanaras celebrate Hanuman's success and the sight of Sita? The Vanaras dance, cheer, and roar in delight upon hearing Hanuman's confirmation of Sita's welfare. Their celebration is not just personal joy but the bliss of divine accomplishment. In Vedic rituals, this state is invoked in Anjaneya Homam, where sacred offerings and mantras awaken inner courage and clarity. When Hanuman's name is chanted during these rituals, especially alongside Hanuman Chalisa, it energizes our consciousness to transcend obstacles and rejoice in divine remembrance. Their celebration echoes the joy of one who lives in harmony with the divine order. Now, what lessons can be drawn from the unity and enthusiasm of the Vanaras during their return? Yes, the Vanaras travel back to Kishkinda with their team spirit and unified joy. Their collective energy shows the power of satsang, a gathering of noble minds in art of living. Satsang helps uplift spirits, clear mental fog, and strengthen our connection with higher values. Just like the Vanaras echo divine enthusiasm, our practices like Sudarshan Kriya, Padma Sadhana, and deep breathing help bring harmony in groups. Joy multiplies when shared, and this unity is the hallmark of spiritual communities guided by Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji's vision. How can Hanuman's humble leadership inspire today's professionals and seekers? Despite accomplishing a divine feat, Hanuman remains humble and focused on Lord Ram's mission. This is a quality cultivated through Upasana, Anjaneya Homam, and Gayatri Japa in Vedic tradition. Hanuman does not boast, showing that greatness lies in surrender and humility. In spiritual disciplines, this is nurtured through mantra chanting and daily rituals that connect us with a higher cause. Hanuman's example is ideal for modern day leaders. Serve without seeking personal gain, lead without ego, and celebrate others' growth. Now, how can Hanuman Chalisa be integrated with this chapter's mood of joy and gratitude? Hanuman Chalisa is an ode to Hanuman's valor, wisdom, and devotion. Chanting it after reading this chapter enhances emotional fulfillment and invokes inner strength. Especially the verses like Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar echo the joy of divine knowledge. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji recommends the Chalisa as a potent daily practice to overcome fear and feel protected. When combined with rhythmic breathwork like Sudarshan Kriya, the Chalisa becomes a spiritual anthem that mirrors the Vanaras's joy and our own gratitude for grace. How does the return of the Vanaras parallel the return of the mind from wandering to awareness? The Vanaras, symbolic of restless thoughts, as Vanaras is equal to monkeys, return to Ram's jungle of kingdom with clarity and purpose. This is like the return of a distracted mind back to the self. In Vedic psychology, this is achieved through Sandhya Vandanam, pranayama, and rituals like Agni Karyam, which purify inner tendencies. Hanuman leading the return symbolizes the awakened intellect, guiding the senses and mind back to dharma. The joy they feel is the joy of coming home to awareness, to stillness, and to devotion. How can today's seekers emulate Hanuman's strength during life's returns and transitions? Life constantly takes us through cycles like work, stress, uncertainty, and resolution. Hanuman's return represents coming full circle with courage and devotion. In art of living, transitions are eased through spiritual practices, Shakti Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, and even knowledge sessions with Gurudev help anchor our energy. Hanuman teaches us to never waver in faith. We return to our inner strength through silence, sadhana, and seva. Every time we pause to reflect, chant, or serve, we are living Hanuman's journey back, grounded, purposeful, and joyful. Now, what deeper message does this chapter hold when viewed through the lens of Vedic Dharma? This chapter represents the reward of unwavering faith and seva. Vedic Dharma always emphasizes Shraddha or faith and tapas or discipline and samarpan or surrender. Hanuman embodies all three. The return of the Vanaras signifies the divine reward of steadfastness. Rituals like Guru Puja, Upanayana, and Trikal Sandhya help one live in alignment with such values. Just as Hanuman carries the good news back, a sincere seeker carries the fragrance of realization and radiates joy. This chapter is a Vedic reminder those who serve with devotion will always return with divine joy. Now, Jai Gurudev.